Good morning, Western Pacific here, Japan, Philippines, and good evening to you back in the States. So, what we're going to talk about this morning is a tropical storm now, Basing or Conson, which is called 03 Whiskey for simplicity purposes. It's currently located just off the east coast of the PEI. Made movement just north of Manila last night. Lots of rainfall and some wind damage associated with it, but nothing too significant. That's the good news. So let's zoom in on this area right now. Just zoom down in there, exit up. So she's currently moving to the west about 15 knots. Max winds about 60, gusting up to 80 knots. Just makes it just as a strong tropical storm. As we break down this satellite picture here, you see a lot of wind shear from the north. That's going to continue to inflict damage upon this storm over the next several days. That's the good news, especially for the southern coast of China and Hong Kong. The other thing that's really taken a lot of damage on this storm is a high pressure aloft over the Luzon Strait. That's this strait right in here out into the northern Philippine Sea. This is putting a lot of dry air intrusion into the storm, and overall it's just taken a lot of damage onto it. The storm already weakened as it moved over the islands. A lot of mountains within these area right in here in southern Luzon through the Philippines as well. So a lot of damage to the storm overnight last night. So good news overall to the people in the Philippines and especially around Manila. As far as any death toll or damages specifically, in the east coast of Luzon right in here, 19 sailors have been reported missing over the past several days. This is largely due to ignorance on their parts. I guess another day, another dollar out there. Authorities said they warned them, told them not to go out, but they did anyways. And it's said this is from 5 different instances of these 19 sailors missing. They just gotta get out there, gotta do your work, do some fishing, and typhoon will get the better of you every time. Kind of takes me back home to whenever you hear people say, listen to the authorities, be precautious. It's the same deal all over the world, and in this instance, it actually came into play. So, sad story overall from that region. So let's get into the forecast here, though. Okay, this is JTWC's most recent warning put out at 18 Zulu. Max winds at 50, gusting up to 65 knots put out by them. I was going off of what JMA was saying for the 60, gusting up to 70, so just a little bit higher coming from them. It's one of the biggest problems with forecasting out here is the conflictions of agencies from the Philippines, Japan to the U.S. So something you gotta really note when you're looking at warnings out this way. So currently, JWC is moving the storm just to the south of Hong Kong. That high pressure aloft that we were talking about over Luzon Strait is going to keep that storm at bay just to the south, and really not intensifying that much stronger, just slightly as it moves off the coast of the Philippines, but then weakening gradually as it moves off to the northwest. That makes sense considering the amount of wind shear and the dry air advection coming from that high pressure. So good news overall for Hong Kong. They're still in the gun here, as you know. Anywhere inside this cone is a danger area, so they're still within that cone, but likely not going to happen at this time. I know yesterday I was talking about a possible recurvature, but it looks like that's not to be the case today with a little more information and also the all models in agreement of this southern track. So good news for any possible indications of it becoming extratropical as it moves up to the northeast for Japan and Taiwan and Okinawa. But overall, actually, good news out of this system as it's going to gradually decrease in intensity down to a tropical depression just prior to landfall. So I wanted to show this sat picture from Sims, the wind shear analysis. Lots of tight northerly wind shear over the South China Sea. You can see right in here up to 30 knots. So that's what's really taking the toll on this tropical storm into today, into tomorrow, decreasing its tropical depression. So 30 knots, very, very high wind shear. And it's not conducive for any further development out of it. So that is all for today. If you're viewing this on my blog, check the links below for any further information from Bagasa and JMA and JTWC. Also, put a video down there from Philippine news agency. It's in Tagalog, so if you don't understand Tagalog, you might have some problems watching it. But it's kind of like a taglish. They put a lot of English into it as well, so it's kind of easy to watch. And there's some videos of damage and non such in there. So, all right, that's all. Stay safe, everybody, and have a great day.